What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. I hope you all had a great time. I got some cool new stuff to talk about. Well, you know, going over the stuff we talked about last week. Thank you everybody who hit me up. And I got some really exciting news. I want to get into that. So let's roll the intro. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to yet again another episode of the Honda Recap. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit that thumbs up and that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. West Coast time when this airs. Every Monday night here, hanging out, talking with the Honda YouTube community, going over what's been going on in the life of, well, me and you guys, and kind of interacting with us, and then going over what's been happening to cool new channels that I found, and then hanging out like usual. With that said, I'm really excited to say that we have a sponsor for this episode of the Honda Recap, and that is Downtime with Downstar. I know you guys have heard of Downstar, but Downtime with Downstar is the podcast to go with the company. Frank Downstar has been interviewing a lot of people. Episode 191 is out right now. But I wanted to let you guys know that you should definitely check out this podcast. I know you guys are thinking that you have a lot of automotive content to catch up on, but I really would like to say you should definitely check out Downtime with Downstar. And the reason I want to say this to you is because it's not only just about cars. A lot of the guests that are actually on the show are business people, run their own companies, are professionals, and also automotive enthusiasts. So with that said, a lot of the information that you're going to hear giving the podcast a try is a lot of stuff that is coming from the heart, from the mind, from a business perspective, and growing their brands from nothing to who they are today. A lot of names that you guys have heard of, such as Steel Toe Automotive, Acuity Instruments, Kingpin Machines, Stephen Papadakis, Sticky Dill Joe, Zunny from Titan 7, and I was even lucky enough to be on the podcast and actually talk with him, with Frank, to go over myself, HondaVlogs, what I'm trying to do with the community here, and just overall hanging out on the podcast. So with that said, guys, I'd really love for you guys to head over. I'll leave all the links in the description below, but wherever you guys can get podcasts, definitely check out Downtime with Downstar, just because it's more than just an automotive podcast. It's worth the time, it's worth the listen, and I'm giving it the seal of approval. It's absolutely worth your time to give it a shot. What's cracking, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Honda Recap. Really excited to have all you guys here. It is crazy hot in California. I'm not gonna joke. We had a crazy thunderstorm last night. I was just sleeping and I woke up to a crack of some thunder and then lightning, and then I'm just kind of like, what is happening? This never happens. Apparently it was raining everywhere. What? Like, that doesn't happen in California. We don't get rain, let alone thunderstorms. And then it went from like 105 degrees to thunderstorms, rain, and then back to like 105 degrees right now. I'm in the studio sweating just incredibly much. As soon as I closed the door, I was like, what is happening? But you know what, guys? We're here, and it's Monday night. Really excited to have all you guys here. I wanted to kind of extrapolate what we talked about last week a little bit, and thank you for everybody who reached out to me, really trying to get back in their groove, create new content, and just do something more for their channel. But like I said, I'm really excited that you guys decided to do that, because I did actually find some cool new channels, a couple of them. So if I wasn't able to actually get to all the guys that sent me messages like, hey dude, I'm doing this, I'm sorry. I can only do so much, and time is limited. But like I said, I'm really excited that I saw a lot of people out there motivated to do something, to start something new, and I really think it's going to help moving forward as content starts rolling through YouTube. And right now, pandemic is still going on, things are still crazy, people are still consuming, so the best thing you can do is make more content. Give people more of a reason to follow you, follow your brand, or start a business right now. A lot of you that were on unemployment, or a lot of you that lost their jobs and you needed something to do, some people went and started their own businesses, and they're trying to just scrape away at stuff, which I give a lot more power to those people. But with that said, I'm really excited for all of you that reached out, hit me up, threw me new channels, threw me new stuff to talk about, and I'm really excited for that. It's been a while since I've been crazy excited to make content for you guys and make new stuff for my channel and make new stuff for my car, so I'm really excited on that. Things are getting groovy over here with my job, and I'm really groovy. Jesus, I'm getting into a groove here with my job, so I will start to make more content. I believe I'm going to start focusing way more on the EF right now. I need to wrap up the Del Sol, get the EF rolling, and just, you know what? I'm daily driving the RSX, and I'm loving it right now, so I can't hate that. So DC5 stuff will probably be on its way, just kind of getting things set up, getting it to where I need to get it. You know what I'm saying, guys? So I'm really excited for that, for all you DC5 fans out there. Be excited. You know, I might have a couple of tricks up my sleeve coming up next. We got some crazy stuff going on right now. We got Honda Day this weekend. There's been a lot of footage. I've been following a lot of it on Instagram, so that's been really fun to watch, obviously, because you know what? There's HondaPro Jason. He's out there doing some cool stuff. I'm really excited for you, man, because I know you've really been trying to get out of that house. Let's be honest. You've been on a hiatus when it comes to going to meets and things like that. So running Honda Day, making content, doing a lot of that stuff has actually been really fun for me to watch you and to see everybody else who's at the drag strip showing up to Honda Day, giving it some love. We definitely need to make these things more of a priority. I mean, we do and we don't, you know what I'm saying? We got to stay safe out there, but I'm really happy that there's a segment of people out there that really want to support the brand, support what's going on out there, and still make things happen. For this week, I wanted to kind of bring in a little topic to see what you guys really thought about, and that is, this is probably an old topic that's, you know, it's a tale as old as time. I think that's what we're trying to say here is B-Series versus K-Series. We talked about this a really long time ago, but I kind of wanted to bring it back up because I started to feel like the K-Series is starting to get much more serious, and it's a bit cheaper now to get the thing in your car, but I still feel like the H-Series has some work to cut out for it to kind of, you know, bring itself up. So let me know in the comments below, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you had the opportunity to go K, would you? Would you stay B-Series? And there's a couple guys out there that are D-Series that are really, really trying to make it happen. And you know what? I support them. I honestly do. I really want to make them, you know, known. I really love the fact that people are just putting that much effort into the D-Series engines. Why you may ask? I'll tell you this right now. Because you have to put so much execution, time, and money into that single cam to make it make power. But when you do, man, it all comes together. And then with the B-Series, obviously, you got that much of a step up. You kind of got a little bit, you know, it's kind of cheating in comparison to the single cam, but it's not because you have to go way out with the B-Series, but the B-Series is still holding up. Some of the fastest cars out there are still with a B-Series, but K-Series, guys. I think a lot of us, especially like out there, Vasily Garage has shown you what you can do with the K24A, the JDM K24A2, you know what I'm saying? People are hitting 220 stock block, K20A2, oil pump, bolt-ons, making a lot of power off a $800 motor if you get it from somewhere like HMO or JDM Direct or one of those things, you know, where you can just import motors. So for $800, you can basically get a K24A2 bolt-on and make 200 horsepower. Now, where we're dealing with here is you still got to find a transmission that's like $1,200, so the swap still ends up being somewhere around $4 to $5 grand to get it in the car, depending on how hardcore you want to go, but it is totally doable. Now, what I'm saying to you right now, is K-Series worth the money to you, or would you rather use that money and build a solid, spec'd out B-Series, and will you feel good about that? Because that's kind of where I'm at now. I really love the B-Series, you know, it's just era specific, it's classic. When you pop the hood and you see a B-Series in there, it really looks good. But when you get behind the wheel of a K-Series swapped EF or EG or DC2, you're kind of like, wow, okay, I understand what's going on here, and it is massive amounts of power. When I drove Shage Wade's K20A in his DC5, I was like, you know what? This is a fast car, but it's not like blazing fast. It's just, it's power to chassis perfection. And you know what I mean by that is you have a certain amount of weight and a certain amount of power, and when you have those two together, it's even, it's capable, and it's really fun to drive. Now, if you put a K-Series in the Del Sol like I did with my buddy DJ's car, that car was just, it was insane. It was a lot of power. And I'm not going to say sit here and be like, oh, it's too much power for the chassis. No, it was a good amount of power for the chassis, but it did change the entire characteristics of the car. You were driving that motor. You weren't driving the car anymore. And I'll be honest to say about that. But I'm pretty sure if you put a K20A in an EF, you're just like, Jesus, this is a rocket ship. You know what I'm saying? But when I drove the K20A in the DC5, the power to weight ratio was even. It wasn't like way over the top. Obviously, if you put like 220 horsepower in an EF, that power to rate is insane, right? Power to weight ratio is insane. But the K20A in the DC5, that's a good ratio. It's just balanced, and I really liked it, and one of the sickest, smoothest cars I've driven. But with that said, guys, what do you guys feel? Do you feel that when you put a K-Series in an older car, it changes the entire characteristic? Because I talked about this with other people who were like, you know, rotary people that wanted to put the LS in the RX-7, and they realized that they just built like a small LS Corvette. And then you're like, dude, you're just driving the motor now. You're basically just driving a Corvette. and you change the whole Japanese rotary feel. Like the chassis is completely different now. And that's kind of how I feel when we put the K-Series in lighter cars. It serves its purpose. But when you put the K-Series in a DC2, it's a little bit more even. You know what I'm saying? I may be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. Correct me in the comments below, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel that changing engines in our cars is changing the characteristics of our car? Like I said, K20A in a DC5 felt super balanced. K20A in a Del Sol, overpowered, but only changing the characteristic. At least the 97 VTEC's a little bit heavier, so it's kind of even, but it's still fun to throw around. K-Series in an EF, haven't driven one, would love to drive one, but I feel like it would just be an insane rocket ship, which is also really fun. So what do you guys think? Do you think if you put a K-Series in a smaller car, it changes the entire characteristic of the car? Do you feel like the EF needs to stay B-Series? Obviously, okay, obviously, sure, yes, K-Series is the way. But what I'm saying is, do you feel like if you take our K-Series motors and you start putting them in older generations of cars, does it change the characteristic? Is an EG still an EG with the K-Series in it? Does it feel the same way? Is it balanced? Does it rotate the same way? How do you guys feel about that? Let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, with that said, I want to jump into this week's Honda recap. Let's go over some of the channels we talked about in the past, and some of them very new that popped up on my feed that I've never seen before, smaller kind of channels. So I want to start this out with Twisted717. Really awesome channel, also a B17 in a CRX. This guy showed you how to build the bottom end, the top end, and driving around on the street. I'm really excited. He got some new wheels for the CRX. Definitely check out Twisted717. Well, I really like the channel mainly because B17, I'm not gonna lie, we share the same motor now. It's just a fun motor. I know it's just kind of like a stroked out B16, but it feels different. I don't know how to explain that. Next up, we got EF Buddies doing some cool stuff with some LS meshes, showing you how to fix some aluminum wheels, a little welding, a little fabrication, bringing the life to something that you got really cheap. So EF Buddies, really excited, really juiced to see more EF content popping up on the feed. I think they're really coming back right now. Following that, we got Pineapple Garage. Has a turbocharged CRX on the dyno, really well built. When you listen to this car, man, it sounds like a rocket ship. I'm more excited about this car than most I've seen right now, just because it popped up on my feed, CRX content, and when you look at the engine bay, you'll know exactly what I mean about how immaculately built this motor seems to be. The Deaf Guy EG9 out there, giving you a little update on the cars that he has, the Fiero sedan that he's got, K-Series swapped. Obviously, it's been down for a while. I know he moved, I believe, from California out to like Ohio, I think it is. Sorry if I missed that, but you know, trying to get the car registered, trying to do a whole bunch of stuff to be able to get it on the road. So I feel you there, man, but I'm really excited that you picked up your camera, made a couple videos. Let me know how you're doing. I'm really excited that you're out there. You got a house now, your family's safe, and you guys are moving forward. After that, we got Lazy Man Garage. Chris out there in Southern California in the heat. These guys are drilling a brand new Cybon hood for some Aero Catch hood pins. And I'm telling you this right now, when you unwrap a Cybon hood and it looks beautiful and you get it on the car and everything's lined up and then you want to go and drill through it, oh man, sweating bullets. Everyone was probably sweating bullets in this video. And actually, if you watch the video, you see a very serious side to every single person holding a set of tools. So shout out to you, Chris. Really hoping you can get some more stuff done on the CRX, man. I'm really excited. I'm really hoping this car gets done soon. Following that, we got John Widmer with the white ITR DC2 out there, giving us a little walk around of his new come up that he has right here. Started out with some wheel washing, out there doing some pulls, possibly, maybe not. Maybe he got pulled over by the police because he was having a little too much fun, but definitely check this out. John Widmer out there hanging out with a new ITR, getting some amazing VTEC noises. Following that, we got a bigger company, small channel coming at you, Hybrid Racing. A lot of you guys have kind of seen behind the scenes on Zosh's channel, but they've started to make content themselves on their own YouTube channel. First video about the FK8 and a lot of parts they have for that car. Next up, they have an EM1 they're going to start building. It's red. It looks really awesome. It's got the Speed 16 in it, man. I'm really excited to see all the effort you're going to put in here. Show us all the parts that you want to put on the car and bring it really back to life. Shout out to you guys. Definitely check out Hybrid Racing's new channel. Following that, we got Justin Goodell with a meth setup for his CRX. Now, this is another CRX I really want people to go check out. Check out this guy's channel. drag racing, circuit racing, and hand built everything in the car. Really awesome parts. Tip top, guys. Tippity top, my friends. You should definitely check this channel out. The CRX is one of the sickest ones out there. I'm not gonna lie, he put a lot of effort into the car, and knowing that he's gonna get meth injection in the CRX, you know that he's trying to push the limits of what he can do. Next up, I really like this video. It's CZ Mate, showing you essentially all the bloopers it takes to make a video. The reason I really love this is because it's, you laugh a lot. You're going to laugh a lot because this is what it's really like when you're out there making videos, vlogging, camera in your face, how many times you mess up just trying to speak clearly, make something, work on something, get the right angle, how many times you're going to swear, just what it's like to make a video. I'm really happy that you made this, man, because it just made me laugh, and I think it just shows the true side of behind the camera. Following that, we got OldSols putting a bunch of new content out there for the Del Sol. In his latest video, he is painting an extra hood that he actually had to get on his Sol because he's getting everything ready to paint. And I'm really excited because this has been one hell of a process for this guy, but it's gonna get done. He's gonna do it himself. He's gonna spray the Del Sol, and I'm really excited to finally see the OldSols #1 Del Sol get finished up, man. Props to you. All right, guys, and last but not least, we have Gears and Gasoline finally getting the K24 EK to the track. Obviously, if you've been following along with this guy's videos, Gears and Gasoline creating just some Netflix quality content, now all about Hondas. I'm really excited about that. Even the FD has a K swap in it, so welcome to the Honda fanboy life, because I think you're starting to get it. K is the way. Also, yep, EK with a K. It needs it, man, and I'm really excited to see that after a while you started to get, you know, your confidence up, you're going around the track, you're putting down times. I think you got a 140.7 or a 141.7. Sorry if I got the numbers wrong, but Gears and Gasoline finally getting that crazy built EK out there to Grid Life Street Class, having fun. Shout out to you guys. Definitely follow along with that one because it's a very exciting build. All right, guys, with that said, that's it for this episode of the Honda Recap. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up and that bell so you're notified every Monday night at 6 p.m. West Coast time when this airs. If you're creating videos, definitely right now, as I talked about last week, you're out there creating more content. Put the link to your latest video in the comments below. I won't be mad. I will accept it. Absolutely. If we can just use this channel, use this video right here to just push everybody's videos out. Sorry I can't get around to covering everybody. There's so much content coming in right now, and I am enjoying all the new guys. I'm trying to leave comments on all the videos that I'm watching, but if you put out a video and you're trying to get some views, shout yourself out in the comments below. I won't be mad. Let's push this content, push everybody going forward. And with that said, thank you yet again for this week to our sponsor, Downtime with Downstar podcast. Definitely check that out anywhere you can listen to podcasts because, like I said earlier, this podcast is way more than just automotive. It's life, business, brand building, and even dives into how to build your brand financially, back it, and things like that. So anything that you've been curious about, there's big companies, big brand holders out there that discuss what they're doing, how they did it, and how they did it from nothing. So definitely check out the Downtime with Downstar podcast. I'll leave all the information below, but you can check it out here on YouTube, Spotify, or anywhere else that you listen to your own podcast. All right, guys, head over to HondaVlogs.com/shop. Pick yourself up a shirt, hoodie, or sticker, anything else that you guys need to support the channel. I really appreciate everybody who has already. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.